So throughout the week, I saw God move definitely in the Summit Disciples because of the questions that they asked and just getting to watch them experience the summit for the first or second time. And I also got to really see God in the other summit guides, as well as all of the adults that were there, choosing to spend their time to help these high school kids get to know Christ more.
I think that I kind of experienced God in like a different way than I had before. I really felt His presence while I was there through everyone that was around me, and I kind of experienced a calling for me, like into following a path that I've always been interested in, but also kind of like sharing my story through like going into journalism.
I experienced God a lot through worship services. I connect with God mainly through music, and a lot of testimonies really touched me that week, and I was able to see that other people were going through things that weren't very easy, and it opened my eyes to see that other people go through bad things too.
Well, I felt that I should give out to people more, and I recently went to Zimbabwe by myself in 2017 and gave the children like towels and toothpaste, and I just wanted to be in the presence with them.
That was a very nice time because I found out things about myself and about other people that I didn't know. Like I knew and I learned like different ways of communicating with God, and how like see God in other people, like their abilities, their gifts, how they use those gifts to serve the community and in that way serving God too.
I feel like during some of the lectures, I understood that calling, it's not as we always imagine. It's not like God calls you into a profession and then you are in your profession forever. He basically calls us all to the same thing, to be their beloved children. And that is how I heard God's voice. I understood that my primary vocation, what God calls me to do first and foremost, is to be His daughter and to live and serve Him and do things for His kingdom.
I saw God moving through a lot of other people's lives through the week, and sometimes it's hard to see God moving through your own, just being so caught up in it, but I got to make a lot of really great friends, and I think through some of these connections that I made, I was able to see God's glory, and just through being inspired to take what I learned at the summit and bring it back. I think that that's definitely something that God played a big role in.
I have seen God moving in the summit in the lives of students that I interact with. So several of them I'll meet on the first night or the first day, and to really see kind of an uncertainty, an unsureness of what they've gotten themselves into. And maybe they've signed up for primarily a social thing, and then many of these same students I see just really develop, even just in the week, and the tightness of the relationships, the seriousness with which they're taking some of the academic experiences, and the fervency with which they're pursuing discipleship. So I'd say I see just in that week the Spirit moving clearly in the classes and in the worship services, and even in the recreational time.
Well, so you see these people who are like random, like they put us all together random, and basically we didn't fit like our aspects as people, as our ability of people. We were not similar, but still you could see God acting in every single life and every single one of them. Didn't matter what. Like, we might have had super different backgrounds and where we're from and stuff like that, and still you could see the love of God every time they talk about him.
I think I saw a lot of people get a new sense of purpose. I think that was kind of the biggest thing. I think there were a lot of Summit guides and Summit disciples and even adults that came, and like, I don't want to say they were in low points in their ministry, but they were kind of in turning points. And like after this, like to hear the stories of like some of the things that the Summit disciples wanted to do when they got back to their home churches and to their schools, like I saw God moving in that, seeing God like propel people into like the next stage of their faith, to where it wasn't just about like God in their life, but how was God like calling them to share their faith with other people and be a force to grow the kingdom in their home churches and home communities.
I saw God moving everywhere, from the start of the morning in our prayer to our class meeting at night. You know, we had some incredible worship experiences that it was impossible to not see God move in. It's just in everything, in the way that people treated each other, in the things that we learned from the professors that were there, in the things we learned about ourselves from programs like the one that Peter Camerano ran for us, in the way that we worshiped, in the way that we prayed. It was everywhere, and it was just an overwhelming presence of God.